Tom, I want to get to our next big guest this hour. He joins us exclusively to talk markets, crypto, and so much more. Galaxy CEO Mike Novogratz. Mike, it's so good to see you. I want to talk about all of those things, but I want to start with something else, which is politics. In this debate, you have been a backer of President Biden, and I've seen now a tweet that you put out. Politicians are narcissists, you write. They even make hedge fund managers look humble. I guess given this lens, it's not that surprising that Biden is still running, but damn, it's sad. Tell me how you've been thinking over the past week.
Well, listen, over the last 2 years, I've literally been saying we need to move on from this generation. I mean, I pledged at one point no one should vote for anyone over 72. And listen, it was clear as can be in that debate, Joe Biden is too old to run. And people have been saying that for a while. There's been a bunch of people behind the scenes trying to get something to change. And I thought afterwards it would be pretty clear, but it looks like they're doubling down and frustrating. We've got one candidate that lied halfway, almost the whole way through the debate, and the other candidate that had a really hard time making it through the debate. And that can't be the best America has to offer. And so, listen, I mean, the markets, the yield curve sold off pretty aggressively. It steepened. I think the markets see some certainty, but I think there's probably more uncertainty because we'll see if Biden actually lasts to the convention. There's
CNN fact check Biden, and there were at least, I think there were 40 lies, Mike. So, I mean, that's a nice talking point, but there were at least 40.
Listen, it was the worst. It was the worst debate.
So it's one guy who lied, and it's another guy who has no idea what's going on, but he's still lying. So it
was the worst debate in presidential history. Right. And that's, we're not in a good place.
Mike, but let's just go back, though. You've been a donor, I believe, to Biden. I remember you came on the air a couple months ago and talked about going to a lunch with a bunch of folks. I think it was actually an effort to try to find somebody to replace Biden. I don't recall exactly where things stood. My question to you now, though, is do you believe there seems to be a doubling down? And at least those folks around the Biden camp are looking at the donations and the big headline that just came out last night and this morning about how many donations were made in the aftermath of the debate and saying, this is our guy. My question to you is, from the donor class perspective, to the degree you think it has any influence over the future nominee, do you believe that there's a crowd of people that are going to this president and saying, we're not giving you money, we're not voting for you? What's going to happen here?
I know there is. There is a bunch of donors that are furious, that are trying to use all their levers of pressure they can. Listen, it's interesting. People isolate themselves. It's his wife. It's a small group of people around him. It's time for Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer and other senior Democrats to start speaking out and putting pressure on him, because otherwise we're going to lose. It doesn't feel like a smart strategy when 72% of the American public says we think you're too old to run for president. That's not 72% of Republicans. It's 72% of the electoral base.
So, Mike, were you just willing to go along with it before Thursday, or?
No, Joe, I have been.
Okay, you haven't wanted him for a while, but you've been giving money to him.
I have not given Joe Biden any money on this in this 4 years. I gave him money last time. And I've given money to other. Listen, this term I've given money to Democrats and Republicans, right? I mean, I need to support the crypto industry as well as the rest of my beliefs.
That's where I was going to go with it. As a guy in the crypto business, one of the things that's been fascinating is to see former President Trump come out quite publicly as an advocate for crypto regulation, and all sorts of things. Even in the past couple months, has that switched your view of him?
Get with the program, Get with the program. You're a businessman. You're a businessman.
Mike.
I'm not a single issue voter, and I do fundamentally believe crypto should be bipartisan and needs to be bipartisan. We can't have one party that likes us and the other party that doesn't. And I would tell you that most Democrats, outside of Elizabeth Warren and a small group of people, are pretty pro-innovation and pro-crypto. And so it's been unbelievably frustrating. That said, that's all shifting. And you can listen, no matter who wins the next election, we're going to get positive crypto legislation. I know that.